Here comes Optimus, here comes Optimus. With a very large axe. Don't too many of you get any funny ideas. Hello everybody, Sparkster1701 here. We're taking a look at our third character from the Gamer Edition batch of Studio Series figures, and this time up is the famed Autobot leader, Optimus Prime. Now, of course, here, Prime is done up to very much resemble a lot of his earlier counterparts that have been seen throughout the years, but also opting for a design and color scheme that's reminiscent of his Generation 1 appearance, complete with the red body and blue legs, and even having an Energon axe, which of course is very fitting, as his voice actor in the game needs no introduction. Optimus is voiced by his longtime voice actor, Peter Cullen, who's done numerous other projects that may be remembered or have been forgotten by many of the fans over the years. Cullen did voice the evil duplicate vehicle Car in the 1980s Knight Rider series. He voiced Car during Car's first appearance in Season 1, but he did not return for the role when Car reappeared in Season 3. However, Cullen did return to voice Car in the late 2000 reboot of Knight Rider. And of course, Peter Cullen also lent his voice to the very few vocals that we heard from the Yautja creature featured in the '87 Arnold Schwarzenegger classic Predator. Now, at any rate, let's take a look here at our new Optimus Prime toy. First, let's look at the backdrop. The backdrop features an area of Cybertron known as Kion, which is known famously in a lot of the lore for having the gladiatorial pits, where Cybertronians would fight each other, often to the death. It is an area that Megatron is well known for being in, so Kion would likely be Megatron's home. Fitting place for him to stash his arch nemesis. Alright, we'll take a look here at Prime. Now, Prime's a little bit bigger than the other toys that we have covered. Barricade and Bumblebee were all deluxe class figures. Optimus here is a Voyager class, so that makes him the next size up. Pardon me. Now we'll take a look here at his accessories. We're going to start with the axe, because it's the most prominent of his accessories, since you can see by the length of it. But the axe breaks apart into 3 different pieces. Right down here is the lower piece. We can wedge that out of his hands. This is the lower section of his axe. And then there's this piece right here. That's the midpoint for the axe handle. And then you have the axe head itself. It's got a small blade on one side and a large blade on the other, but the large blade can be opened up and then folded over to turn it into a double-headed axe. So it is nice that we do get an extra feature with it. You have to break the axe apart in order to get it in both of his hands. That's a bit of an annoyance, but it is still a rather imposing weapon. Another accessory that I want to make sure you all see so we don't miss it is right in here. Optimus does include the Matrix, and it is removable. It's only painted on the one side, but hey, that's the only side we need to see. It'd be nice if Prime's hands would open up, because it would be nice to display him holding it. But it is a little small, so I would just recommend that you just leave it in there and forget that it's even there. And then, of course, like all the others before him, a section of his arm can be removed. But of course, that's not for the use with his axe. It is for use with his gun. Unfortunately, in his robot mode, Prime does not have a way to store all of his accessories. So that is a downside to this toy. But we'll strap his gun in. And there we go. That doesn't look too bad. Bit silly, but otherwise, not bad. Now we'll look at Prime's articulation. So we don't miss it. You can see he twists at the hips very well. I mean, this guy I bought brand new, but his hips are very loose. We can turn his head from side to side, and it is on a ball joint, so it will rock up and down. You can raise his arm up to the side, about so far, and his arm does rotate all the way around. Again, you gotta watch the kibble on his back. You can bend his arm at the elbow 90 degrees, and it does have a swivel at the bicep. So he has G.I. Joe-styled battle grip. You can spread his legs apart into a full splits. He does have a thigh cut going for him. You can raise his leg at the hip greater than 90 degrees, and you can bend his leg at the knee 90 degrees. And that covers all of the articulation for Optimus Prime. Alright, to transform Optimus, what we gotta do is we start by raising his arms up to the side, the full length. So they stand out straight, like so. Then once we do that, we're going to pull them out at the shoulders, like so. Come around to the back side, and we'll stretch out this portion here in the back. Once you've done that, then you'll rotate it around so that the bumper is up top. Well, we've also got him at his backside. Take his shoulders and swing them under. They will not rotate over, so they have to go under. Get them all the way around. Now, of course, once you've done that, we'll come here to his chest. And you're going to rotate it up. Like so, and it'll automatically shift the arms and shoulders into the proper direction. Get it all the way down. And of course, lay his head back as far back as it will go. Once you've done that, this piece here protruding from his back can then be moved forward. Get it to go underneath the shoulders there. Just like that. Now, once that's been done, come down here to his legs. Press his legs together. And then spin them around like so. Now hold him so that he's like this, and raise his legs up at the hip. Like that. So once you've done that, you can move these panels at the sides to get them down. Then we come down here to his arms. And we're going to rotate them so that the Autobot symbol points upwards. And then you'll fold them in at the shoulder. And you can bring them together down here at his forearms. Then we come back up here, and you're going to fold out the back wheels. We come around to the front, and this panel that's right here should pop free and fold down a bit. So that way we can fold his feet inwards like so. Then we'll come down here to the truck portion, and you bring the shoulders in like that. And then we can bring down the legs onto the arms. You'll notice here on his forearms, he's got a couple of posts protruding up. They should line up with these holes here inside his legs. Remember to get the legs to bend at the hip. Just exactly like that. There's just barely enough room to clear. Then you'll come in here and you're going to poke up these little smokestacks. Fold down this piece to help cover the top. And then bring the side panels in and close them up to complete the look. And then there we have it. Optimus is in his Cybertronian truck mode. Looks a little weird in my eyes, but hey, that's just me. But at least this one we got all the way together, so that's an improvement. Doesn't roll too great, but of course his arms are kind of close to dragging on the ground, so I guess that's to be expected. And of course you can store his weapons on him. The gun has a couple of posts at the bottom of it, and they will connect to these holes here on his legs. Then of course you take the axe, you open the axe up, and this large hole here that's now exposed will connect to the post on the top of the gun. It's easier to do it when it's not attached to Prime. Well, it's the one further back. Right where the hinges are. That's where it connects. And then just remount it, and well, it's great that Prime can carry all of his weapons. There's no doubt in my mind this looks ridiculous. I mean, it looks more ridiculous than the idea of my sidekick as a dinosaur penguin. Thanks, boss. Alright, getting back to my thoughts on Prime. I do like this version of Optimus Prime. It is a nice homage to the Primes that have come before him, and probably will remain so. I found it to be one of the easier ones to transform and handle, but of course that can vary with others as well. If there's anything I really have a problem with, is other than the fact that he can't properly hold the Matrix in his hands, I don't really care for the weapon storage on this one. Because, like I said, that just looks stupid. I can't stand it. I can't take it anymore. Get that off of there. That looks better. Alright, at any rate, that's my review of the third toy in the Gamer Edition line, Optimus Prime. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please do remember that if you love the content that we feature here on this channel, please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. This is Sparkster1701 saying I will catch you all later.